Welcome, YouTube. My name is Dave, and today I want to go over a lot of the reveals that were done for the Generations toy line at Toy Fair New York here this afternoon here. I want to give a shout out to Ben's World of Transformers, one of the oldest and best sites that's been covering the Transformers franchise for years, since probably Beast Wars, at least. But a longtime community member that has done so much for the franchise, even contributing to the show back, Beast Wars show back in the day. Ben Yee has been awesome, and right here, he's done a great work, with all these photos that I plan on looking at with you all today. Anyways, let's get on to that and see what we got here. So, first off, one of the primes that I was talking about the other day. I knew this was coming up, but this is the first time we've gotten to see the figure in person. So here's Alchemist Prime. Gotta admit, I'm a little disappointed in the alt mode, but I love that like robot, the like the like kind of glasses with the mustache. It kind of gives them both the the whole lenses thing, plus kind of the barman mustache for him being McAdam and everything. So that works so well. There he is in his armored van mode, and you know his lenses artifacts on top. Kind of like not the best, but I mean, it could be worse. Just so you know, for those that don't understand, these are all production samples. So these are all, stamped with, production codes to make sure no one takes them and, runs off with them. So back of the van mode, you kind of guessing that's probably his feet back here. From the top, we get a good view of the lenses. His his prime spark symbol is right there. And people have been saying that like there's some other symbols I can't really make out. I think one's people have said there's a Unicron symbol. I think that might be this up here, and some other symbols in the lenses that it's kind of interesting to see. So, and there we are back at the beginning. So let's go ahead and get out of that one. There's Ben's contact information right up here if you want to take a look at his own page or his, his X page. I'm looking off his photos off of Facebook here on his web page there. So next up, we got a return to the Combaticons with Vortex here. So obviously we're getting more than just the aerial bots this year with as far as combiners. I don't know if we'll get all of the Combaticons this year because it seems like that would be if they're going by the previous two bit or similar combiners, the commander class is needed for the main body piece. So I don't know if they're gonna do more than two command. It seems a bit much if they're gonna do two commanders this year, but you never know. So Vortex, the helicopter of the Combaticons, looking okay here. I kind of like the look they got going here. Nice view from the back. And robot mode's looking all right. You kind of see the current combiner system, so he is probably gonna be one of those, and another one of them that sadly I don't like the combining mode of the latest ones, but they kind of just peg on to like kind of a frame structure rather than the combiner war style where they all had like a mushroom peg that combined into the main body, and they would just they themselves would be the full on arm. Here they're gonna probably just make them plug onto like the arm superstructure and just have it hanging off there, and not my favorite look. It's more cartoonish, but it's not as far as combiners go. I don't like it that way myself. Nice big shot of his face there. And we're back to, that. Let's keep going up here. Okay, here's the one I'm hyped about. So, of the other 13, here we have Onyx Prime, and a little harder to see, but interesting enough, he has three modes in this figure. We got his like draconic beast mode here, his bipedal, normal robot mode, and then he's got a centaur mode like his friggin' artwork from the Covenant of Primus book. And it's like, oh yes, love it. So let's get into a little closer look here. Okay, here's the back of the box where it gives you a little clearer picture of everything that's going on with him here. So also to note, so if you remember from my previous video, his artifact is the triptych masks. It looks like they're putting the masks on the top of his spear for this figure here. So there's a good look at his, dragon-like mode. Little, ooh, I mean, nice shot, Ben. From the bottom of him, he's, nice, good look at this jawline there. That is awesome. From the top, okay, there's a good look at his like bipedal robot mode. Good look at his face in that mode. It's kind of cool how his like robot face is in the middle of like the kind of like the beast's jaw. I mean, I love that. It's kind of an awesome look for it. And then here we have him kind of in his centaur mode. So, and that alone, that just having a centaur mode, and I don't know if any Transformer's done that before. I love it when we get like, mythical beast like Transformers. That's why I always like loved Silverbolt in the old Beast Wars series as a Fusor with the whole like wolf and eagle thing going on. But I mean, I mean, he's a winged centaur. What else do you need? A bit of a closer look. It seems like his kind of gone a little bit more on the beast head on it. Close with the It's closed the robot faced out. Oh, some good artwork of his beast mode on the side of the box. It looks like. Okay, and that looks like what Ben's got for Onyx there. Okay, but I am so hyped for Onyx. It is so cool. We'll go ahead and take a look at these. These were already announced here a few weeks back, but this is the Hearts of Steel 2-pack right here. One of the 2-packs. There's actually two of them coming out. So the first one's going to be Optimus Prime and Starscream, as you can see. So the interesting part of the Hearts of Steel set is it's based off a comic series that IDW did probably about a decade or more ago, where it was kind of a what if the Transformers woke up in the Industrial Revolution instead of like 1985. So instead of like scanning a truck, Optimus becomes a steam locomotive or steam engine. And then Starscream, has a nice, interesting biplane look. Sadly, Ben kind of cut off the other side of his robot mode and the wings here, but whatever. Okay, this was some. So Megatron never showed up in the comic proper, I believe, but the artwork done for him had him basically just turning into like an old like Civil War cannon. And so this is what they took from the artwork and made it into. And it's just kind of a cool look. I mean, kind of the gunmetal black on Megatron's a little different, but I mean, it's not like the first time, and it looks good on him. And then, Bumblebee was just this little tiny steam locomotive compared to Prime, and it's like a little stubby thing here, and it's so I don't know. It's adorable at times. Okay, back to the beginning there. Not too hyped about this one. This is a studio series um, 2-pack based on the Transformers Devastation video game, and these are just basically two of the basic grunts that you fought in the game. So the Elite Seeker, which is just kind of like the Seeker molds redone again. Though the interesting part is they gave him kind of the like Optimus Prime like blade or Optimus Primal blades here, which you could. you could, use in the game. And then, good look at the Seekers, jet mode. So, and then, just the generic ground troop, which was, I believe, was based off of the Runamuck or Run. Ah, I can never remember those two's name. I have them right over here, but so, anyways, just a bit generic car soldier Decepticon that you could just, fight in the game. You know, turns into this kind of generic looking dude. And again, cool that they gave him like one of the weapons you could probably like find in the game. So, not too hyped. I don't plan on seeing about getting that one myself. I'm not big on the studio series myself, other than, a few of them. Usually more the like studio series 86 movie ones. Going back, speaking of the 86 movie, one of their leader classes is going to be a. I don't know if this is a new mold or if it's just kind of reissuing, the Perceptor that was out a few years ago. But, but it's going to be Perceptor and it comes with Ramhorn and Ratbat. The Ratbat, I think, is just kind of a recolor with some extra doodads that they didn't have the first time around. So, kind of cool there. And Ramhorn, I think Ramhorn might be a new mold. Don't quote me on that, but I think that might be that, or they just gave him the extra missile things. I think I might be thinking confusing it because I think I just got Ramhorn, a classic styled Ramhorn in one of the like retro G1 packs. I think it was like, yeah, I think it was with one of the Insecticons recently. So interesting that they're putting out a, updated generations version so soon afterwards, but you can't use the old one within the newer blaster anyway. So all right, so there's a closer, not a very good focus on his face, but there's Ratbat and Ramhorn. Hmm, definitely kind of chunky, kind of. Hmm. Usually they don't really transform from folding the sides together like that, but that's a different way of doing it. And I guess it's him being a bulkier beast type, that works. And there's them in their tape modes with their extra doodads attached. So, overall, not too interested in that set either. I mean, it's kind of cool, but Okay, here we have Age of the Primes Excellion. This is a repaint of the Cybertron Hot Shot, which I almost said Hot Rod, which you can't blame me. Excellion pretty much is Cybertron Hot Rod here. And that was kind of what it was back in the day too. It was just kind of a hot shot repaint into the hot rod. So it's kind of colors. I already have the hot shot version of this in the blue, but I mean, overall, I mean, I like the look of it. It's almost tempting to get, but I think this one's gonna be one of those ones where I'll only get it if I see it in the store and I feel like it, because otherwise I've already got this mold and I don't really, there's no real fiction behind this dude. He's just kind of a fun, hot rod. So easy to mix those up right now, but it's a fun hot rod, redo kind of. So, anywho, and it still comes with the cyber key, which is, though that's done up in blue being a speed planet key. That's a little weird. Usually the speed planet's always done in red, but obviously they've just, molded everything in the blue on this dude. Okay. And then, we already saw a little bit of this, the other Cybertron redo figure here, Sideways. So, yeah, so this guy was kind of like the playing both sides type of dude in the well, definitely in the first time he shows up in Armada. In Cybertron, I didn't really pay attention to Cybertron so much, I'll admit. But I do remember like he was from the Planet X faction, which was, I want to say they were working Unicron, but I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. I mean, he was pretty much an avatar of Unicron and Armada, so it kind of tracks there. But here we have like kind of his like interesting, weird stealth jet bomber type of, futuristic mode here. His Planet X cyber key. And then he has a very interesting robot mode over here. His like wings come off to become his blades over here, and then he's got like a he always had like this shield that had these pop out blades on them too. Usually the cyber key would they would these would be retracted until you plugged in the cyber key that would pop them out. Don't know if it's going to retain that function here, but there's a good look at the jet mode. I actually have another version of this downstairs. It's actually a repaint into a Senator Ratbat. So from like one of the comics where Ratbat wasn't just a cassette at the time. There's a good, look at the robot mode. He looks a lot thinner than the original mold, but I don't think that's a bad thing. It's actually it's not too bad actually. It's kind of works for him. So, is that the beginning of it? Yeah, we're back. Not too many pictures of this one. Okay. Okay, here's one that, I'll go off a bit on. So this is the cartoon accurate colored version of the Titan Triptychon mold that they're putting back out again. So the original one I have to the side to me, but I'll have to do a video about some of my other Titans and stuff. Here, my room's a mess as it is. So, anyways, so I like the color scheme. If I didn't already have the first version of it, I'd probably think about jumping on this, but I don't need two of this guy. And there's another two pack down here. I think Ben might have the photos of later here. But if you don't know, Tripticon here, he's a city former. So besides the Godzilla-esque kaiju form he's got here, he also has like a spaceship form and then also a splayed out city form, base form. So supposedly the original version that I have had a bit of an issue with the hips over here. And supposedly the one good thing is that they've kind of worked on the mold a bit to, fix those issues. Okay. Yeah, here's the two pack that was in the picture there. So this has already been announced. This is just a good look at the figures here. They are actually a repack of older figures recolored and redone here. So yeah, Spinister, the helicopter, the Decepticon helicopter, and Topspin, yeah, the Autobot. So Spinister comes with his two little Target Master dudes. There it is, and there's Spinister in his helicopter mode. There's Topspin in his like alt mode. I don't know what you call that thing. Forklift, flying forklift. Oh no. Oh, the reason he got repainted is like they'd already done his brother of sorts, you could say, Twin Twist, who's got drills instead of the like forklifts here. And so, anyways, they done both him and his top spin before in like their normal G1 colors. This is evoking the original Japanese Diaclone ones that were, I don't know if they actually came out or if they were like, you know, prototyped in this color scheme. So they decided to get them both in here. And since this is the same like mold that they did for the Titans Return, the head here also turns into a small little robot dude. So there's that one. Okay, another two pack here. So thankfully, this first picture goes on because I honestly wouldn't have known the names of these guys. So Carnivac, is actually, I'm not sure about Fistotron, but Carnivac I'm pretty sure is another, redeco of the Titans Return mold Weird Wolf. So instead of the yellows and greens, we got nice purples and golds on him, a little bit of gray. And of course, since like I said, Titans Return, he has also got a little headmaster dude, Decepticon Survivor, huh? Hmm. Don't know if that was normal, but I mean, but anyways, Carnivac was actually a pretender back in the day, so I don't, I'm not super familiar with him, but I don't know if like the pretender shell, which the pretenders would have like organic shells that would cover in their inner robot modes. So here, I don't know if the wolf was the pretender shell originally or if it was the inner robot, but here they are going with it. And Fistatron, the name's familiar. I want to say he was one of the wreckers, especially. Well, yeah, this is one of the Wreck and Doom collection, so yeah, he's one of the wreckers, I'm sure. So I'm not. I want to say he might be retooled from the Hound mold. It looks like it. That looks like the same, feet, and it's kind of got like the same Jeepish frontage. He kind of looks the same. Yeah, okay, yeah, it's the Hound mold. It's a little different because you got all this up top here. That's a little different. That's not part of the usual. Oh, it looks a little bit more silver and blue in this outside of the box here. Uh, Kind of a nice look to him. I dig it. So a good look at the robot mode. Nice little shield going on there. Oh, and man, okay. I was thinking about skipping this one because I pretty much have both these molds already too, but ooh, man, that purple and gold works on that wolf mold. And again, supposedly there was a issue with the back panel here where the like headmaster hides away in his bleh, alt mode here when right the robot mode the headmaster would be plugged in right behind the where the wolf head is here, but there's no real seating area normally on a wolf here, so they just had like a little recessed thing in his back here where they would hide away. I mean, but honestly, I really dig it. Plus, yeah, I don't think the original had this gun. It had this the tail sword. So, eh. And there's a good look at the robot mode here. I mean, not much. Honestly, not a whole lot different than the Weird Wolf version. So, all right. Okay, I think here we are getting into stuff that's already been revealed. So I don't know if I'm gonna go into too much detail with that because, I don't know how many of you people are paying attention to this anyways. I'm new to this, YouTubing thing. I might go over these a little bit here just for fun. So there's a look at what we're getting for the Fallen. I think I showed a little bit of that off in my Prime 13 Primes video. Here we have a G2 Generation 2 colored Grimlock. I've got the original one behind me on the cabinet there. The blues I love my blues, but that's a bit much for me. And oh yeah, the big boy of the line this year, the Star Convoy. Again, went over this a little bit in my 13 Primes video. So, and if I didn't say so, this one also comes with a little tiny hot rod that can play around in his base modes and stuff. And he's also got a little rinky-dink trailer down here. Oh, there's a good look at hot rod there, and that little like I don't know. Okay, there's those. I'll just so this is like a grayscale model of the completed Devastator they have coming out. They've already got like I want to say three of the guys at least pre-ordered now, or possibly up to 4, 5 maybe. But this is a prototype gray model of the combined full mode here. So pretty cool. Yep, yeah, here are some of the guys and their actual like. So I'm not gonna try because I never get these guys right. Okay, I can say this is Scrapper because that's the box right behind them. But I don't remember I'll admit most of the Constructicons I've never been able to keep track of their names other than like Long Haul because dump truck easy kind of name to remember for him, and Hook because he's got the actual hook on his deal. That might so yeah. Speaking of Hook and Long Haul, so yeah, those two. I believe those two are the Studio Series Commander class set that is makes up. I think. Well, I get. Well, Long Haul's definitely got some extras going on right here. Oh, so what is that? I want to say Bone Crusher, but I don't know if that's right or not. Okay, the other combiner set this year, and again, I'm horrible. I can barely keep the aerial bots. So all I know is yes, the big Concorde with the extra gigantic back on here is definitely G1 Silverbolt. And then like I can't remember which one's which, white jet, black jet. So Silverbolt in it with the extra there's the main robot, and then this is like the extra backpack that forms the main body of the combiner Superion. And speaking of Superion, there's the well, partially combined mode. It looks like I don't know. It looks like all they got is the three dudes. See, and this is where I'm like not liking the combiner way they got going on here with this because like so like the main body is all the extra like stand thing that Silverbolt was behind on over here. So it creates the main body and then like the structures for the legs and everything, and it's like all the other like smaller jet dudes just plug on and like maybe like they'll separate apart so they can like plug on onto the shoulder and then the lower arm. And I don't like that. I would rather just have the full transformer be the full arm. It's like it might make it easier, it might make it sturdier, but I just don't like the look of it. It's just too simplistic in my taste. Good look at Superion's, chest and head there. And back to the beginning there. Okay. Oh, and more of the aerial bots. A good look at Superion in robot mode. Look at that face. Okay, one of the bots. I'm horrible. Okay. So, anyways. Okay. And back to the primes again. Here's a good look at Solus Prime, the female prime with her forge hammer. And then Primus over here. I mean, not Primus, Prima. He's not Cybertron. So, and then Solus has her weird little Cybertronian truck mode going on. She's kind of, it's like the front's kind of definitely truckish, but the back end kind of gives me like jet engine vibes. It's kind of interesting that way. So, Prima with his, Star Saber sword and the Matrix of Leadership on the hilt. His little like lunar rover mode, which looks like it's in its wheeled mode here. And we got a version of Armada Red Alert right there. There's a good look at Red Alert. So sadly, no minicon functions on this guy, no ports or anything, but I was half expecting them to just retool one of the previous figures from the Legacy line, but I think they did a little bit more than that here. Because honestly, one of the ones in the Legacy line, it was supposed to be like his Cybertron like vehicle mode that it was kind of retooled into. But this, I think this is actually a Voyager scale compared to the previous Deluxe. So okay, and that's that for that one. Okay, here's one that so Rescue Bots Heat Wave. So this is actually an extensive retool of the Prime Bulkhead figure they did in the Legacy line a few years back. And while I had no issues with that one compared to most, the only issue I had was like it wasn't the right vehicle mode for either of the bulkheads that it could have been, because Prime Bulkhead was more of just like a really big SUV type of vehicle, and then Animated Bulkhead was a SWAT vehicle. And with my old army expertise, I could tell this was more of a army LMTV, kind of like basic, equipment hauler truck. So, but here we've been changed it into Heat Waves, little like rescue bot ladder truck, kind of taking off the canvas tarp here, and they've definitely remolded the front end a bit, and they even gave him his like little energon like water blaster there. Good look at his robot mode. Oh, he's got his little energon axe going on type of thing. I mean, but like all this right here is practically the same from Bulkhead. But I do love the new little hat, the ladder they gave him. I mean, it was a good way to retool this mold. Ooh, good look at that, head there. Okay. And I think this was just kind of a diorama of all the stuff they had coming with a lot of it. You got, there's some of the nice Marvel Legends coming out later. Might have to do a video on that too. I'm a big Marvel Legends dude too. But, I think that's where I'm going to end it tonight. I've already been going on for a good amount of time here. So I'd like to thank you all for watching if you have, and, have fun.